In the intricate tapestry of global conflicts, the tension between China and Taiwan emerges as a particularly complex and urgent strand. This conflict, simmering for decades, has recently flared up, capturing the attention of the international community. Governed separately from mainland China since the end of the Chinese Civil War in 1949, Taiwan sees itself as a sovereign state, while Beijing views it as a breakaway province that must be reunited with the mainland, by force if necessary. This fundamental disagreement fuels a perpetual state of tension. As the world becomes increasingly interconnected, the fallout from any escalation in this region could be catastrophic, affecting economies, political landscapes, and security structures across the globe. The stakes are high, and the eyes of the world are watching, making it a priority for international diplomacy. Understanding the historical roots and recent escalations of this conflict is essential for anyone interested in global affairs. The following sections will delve deeper into these aspects, setting the stage for a comprehensive analysis of the conflict's global impact. The historical context of the China-Taiwan conflict is rooted deeply in the tumultuous period following the Chinese Civil War. When the war concluded in 1949, two separate governments emerged: the Communist People's Republic of China, PRC, led by Mao Zedong, and the Republic of China, ROC, led by Chiang Kai-shek, which retreated to Taiwan. For decades, both the PRC and the ROC claimed legitimacy as the only government of all China. The tension was not just political, but also ideological, with Taiwan becoming a bastion of anti-communist sentiment, supported by Western powers, primarily the United States. Since the United Nations recognition of the PRC in 1971, Taiwan has been excluded from most international organizations. Its diplomatic recognition has dwindled over the years, with many countries switching their recognition to the PRC, adhering to the One China policy promoted by Beijing. Despite these challenges, Taiwan has developed into a vibrant democracy and a high-tech economic powerhouse. This transformation has further complicated its relations with China, which continues to view the island's de facto independence as a challenge to its sovereignty and global standing. The historical legacies and ideological battles thus continue to cast a long shadow over current events. The split between China and Taiwan in 1949 was not merely a territorial division, but also a profound ideological divergence. On one side was Communist China, aiming to reshape society through Marxist-Leninist principles, and on the other was the Republic of China in Taiwan, which positioned itself as a bastion of capitalist democracy. For China, the return of Taiwan is seen as the completion of its national revival, a correction of a historical anomaly left by the Civil War. For Taiwan, its separate identity has solidified, reinforced by its democratic values and economic success, making any thought of unification under communist rule increasingly unpalatable to its citizens. China has frequently used military demonstrations to signal its resolve to bring Taiwan under its control, invoking a stark reminder of the unresolved Civil War. Conversely, Taiwan has sought to bolster its international presence and military capabilities in response, striving to secure its autonomy against a significantly larger foe. Global powers are drawn into this conflict, not just as bystanders, but as active participants whose interests are deeply intertwined with the outcome of this long-standing dispute. The impact of these historical underpinnings extends far into the realms of global politics, economy, and security. Recent years have seen a marked escalation in the China-Taiwan conflict, driven by both regional dynamics and broader geopolitical shifts. The increasing assertiveness of China under President Xi Jinping's leadership has manifested in more frequent military exercises near Taiwan and a tougher stance against any form of Taiwanese independence. Taiwan, under the leadership of President Tsai Ing-wen, has continued to advocate for international recognition of its sovereignty and has increased its efforts to strengthen ties with other democracies, notably the United States. Taiwan's status as a global leader in semiconductor manufacturing makes it a critical player in the global economy, and China's ambitions to boost its own technological capabilities have put additional strain on cross-strait relations. The COVID-19 pandemic has added a new dimension to the conflict, as Taiwan's successful handling of the virus contrasted sharply with mainland China's struggles, bolstering Taiwan's international image. The China-Taiwan conflict resonates far beyond their shores, influencing global political trends and alliances. The United States, in particular, plays a crucial role in this geopolitical puzzle. Bound by the Taiwan Relations Act to help defend Taiwan, the U.S. maintains a policy of strategic ambiguity, neither explicitly committing to defend Taiwan, nor denying that it would do so. This policy aims to deter both Chinese aggression and unilateral Taiwanese moves towards formal independence, keeping the conflict in a delicate balance. Other global players, such as the European Union, Japan, and Australia, also have stakes in the stability of the Taiwan Strait. Their economies are intertwined with both China and Taiwan, and any conflict could have devastating implications for global trade routes, particularly those passing through the South China Sea. The principles of sovereignty and non-interference are tested in this context, setting precedents that affect global governance. The ripple effects of the China-Taiwan conflict thus extend into various dimensions of global politics, from strategic military considerations to intricate diplomatic relations and international law. The economic implications of the China-Taiwan conflict are profound, affecting global markets and industries across continents. Taiwan's pivotal role in the global supply chain, especially in semiconductor manufacturing, means that any disruption to its stability can have far-reaching consequences. These chips are essential for a myriad of products, from smartphones to cars and medical devices, making Taiwan's stability crucial to numerous global industries. China, as the world's second-largest economy, also plays a critical role in global commerce. Therefore, heightened tensions or a conflict in the Taiwan Strait could lead to disruptions in global supply chains, increased market volatility, and significant economic uncertainties worldwide. Countries and corporations might be forced to choose sides or to find ways to navigate the geopolitical tensions without harming their economic interests. This could lead to a reshuffling of global economic alliances and supply chains, potentially prompting a move towards more localized or diversified manufacturing and trade networks. These strategies not only reflect the ongoing conflict, but also shape the economic landscape of the region and beyond. The military dimensions of the China-Taiwan conflict are perhaps the most immediate and alarming aspects of the tension. China's rapidly expanding military capabilities, including its navy and missile arsenals, pose a direct threat to Taiwan's security. The People's Liberation Army regularly conducts military exercises near Taiwan, demonstrating its ability and readiness to assert its claims over Taiwan by force if necessary. In response, Taiwan has been enhancing its own military capabilities. This includes significant investments in advanced weaponry, much of it purchased from the United States, and improvements in its own domestic arms industry. The potential for military conflict in the Taiwan Strait has significant implications for global security. Such a conflict could quickly draw in major powers, particularly the United States, which could escalate into a broader regional or even global confrontation. The security implications of the China-Taiwan conflict are therefore not isolated, but part of a larger dynamic affecting regional and global stability. The involvement of major global powers in the China-Taiwan dispute significantly influences its dynamics and potential outcomes. The United States, as mentioned earlier, holds a particularly pivotal role. While officially adhering to the One China policy, the U.S. continues to be Taiwan's most important unofficial ally and largest arms supplier. This relationship is a key component of the broader U.S.-China rivalry, influencing various aspects of international relations and global strategic calculations. The European Union, while generally more cautious in its approach, has shown increasing concern over the situation in the Taiwan Strait. The EU's focus is largely on maintaining the status quo and promoting dialogue and peaceful resolution, reflecting its broader strategic interests in stability and a rules-based international order. Japan views the security of Taiwan as directly linked to its own, given geographic proximity and strategic sea lanes. Australia has shown increasing willingness to support U.S. positions on China and Taiwan, reflecting its shift towards a more assertive foreign policy in the face of perceived threats from Chinese expansionism. The dynamics of the China-Taiwan conflict are thus deeply intertwined with broader international power plays, making the involvement of these major powers a critical aspect of the ongoing tension. The future of the China-Taiwan conflict presents a range of scenarios, each with its own set of implications for international stability. One potential scenario is the continuation of the current status quo, where tensions simmer but do not boil over into open conflict. An escalation scenario could involve a military confrontation, whether initiated by a deliberate act or a miscalculation. The consequences of such a conflict would be catastrophic, potentially drawing in the United States, affecting global trade, and destabilizing the entire Indo-Pacific region. Alternatively, a resolution scenario, though currently less likely, could emerge from successful diplomatic negotiations where both sides find a mutually acceptable solution. This could involve some form of increased autonomy for Taiwan under a one-country, two-systems approach similar to Hong Kong. However, given Taiwan's vibrant democracy and the recent developments in Hong Kong, such an outcome is increasingly viewed with skepticism by the Taiwanese public. The international response to any changes in the status of the Taiwan Strait will be crucial in shaping the future of regional and global stability. Navigating the complexities of the China-Taiwan conflict requires a nuanced understanding of its historical roots, current dynamics, and potential global impacts. The role of diplomacy cannot be overstated in this context. Encouraging dialogue and finding peaceful solutions to disputes is essential, particularly in such a volatile and strategically important region. International law and agreements must be respected and enforced, providing a framework for peaceful coexistence and resolution. Ultimately, the China-Taiwan conflict is not just a regional issue, but a global one, affecting international relations, economics, and security frameworks. The decisions made today will shape the geopolitical landscape of tomorrow, highlighting the need for informed, careful, and proactive engagement by all stakeholders in the international community.